Good afternoon. My name is Paul-Esupofo. Thank you so much for joining again. This afternoon is a very good afternoon, and tomorrow is Saturday. This is Friday. This is the end of the week, and I'm going to give us the little tip for this week. And like I told you, I've been enjoying myself in Lagos. It's a very powerful filmmaking boot camp. It's a very, very powerful boot camp, and it's a very, very challenging. I love it because one of the things I've discovered at this generation is that when you are ready to walk with God, when you're ready to do something great, it is going to go higher. So I want to talk about the edit decision list. Yesterday I talked about log, and today I'm going to be talking about edit decision list. Edit decision list. These are the very, very wonderful thing. And having logged your video footage on, you need to decide which shot is going for this, which sound, which element am I syncing in, and you can also make a decision about how this will be arranged, how the project will look like, how I'm going to put all the editing work together. You can also create an initial edit decision list, which is EDL. Most times in Nigeria, many people don't work on EDL, but if you really have a good thing when you are shooting, you really need to work with the EDL because it's a way to use your pencil. Most times use pencils so that you can erase it at any time. You can erase at any time and all that. But God bless you. Thanks for yesterday. You actually did a very good job yesterday. God bless you, sir. So as I'm logged on, you write down some shots and sounds in order to think that you might edit them if it's necessary and all that. Also write down your shot and sound. Make sure you can use a software program to help you generate your EDL. There are some software things that will look at anything. You just type what is needed there. If it's any mistake, you can also tell them and say, okay, these are the things I need to do. Excuse me. Yeah. These are the things I need to do, and these are the things I also need to put in place, and those are the things you also know. What matters to you is the master edit. What matters to you is master edit, so you have to pay attention. For the EDL, you need to select the shots from log that you have, what you want, write it down, what you want and what you don't want in the sequential order, in the kind of the way it will appear on the master edit. It will help you. Maybe you're starting from close shot, write the close, then to the medium, then to the wide. There is no rule for that when you master this craft. But before you master it, just go with your wide shot, medium shot, close shot. Then you use your insertion or cutaways. It's okay that way, so that you can actually see what is necessary and what is needed. And also you have a overall length of what you want to do, a total running time, which is a TRT, total running time, TRT. You must understand what the overall length of this thing. How am I going to get this thing? How long will the project will be? How short will the project will be? You can also note special considerations such as transition you need to put in a particular place. Sometimes you plan it so that you can use it right and clip to what you plan in the layman's story. God bless you, sir. That's Matthew Bamidele of Mount Zion. Thank you so much, sir. And you have to also look at something, be valuable. Look for the valuable, something very creative, something valuable. Look at it to create your initial EDL because it will help you. Something creative so that you focus your thinking on such, because you don't have to be thinking up and down. EDL makes you to really think aright and make your preliminary decision, get the right thing before you sit down to edit. It is always good to do that. And an acronym of EDL, you need to look at it so that you can refer it not only to the initial plan, but also the original plan, because original plan will also help you a lot to get things done so that you can make your final cut. And also a rough cut is also a preliminary version of your project. You say, give me the rough cut, let me have the first cut, or let me have a rough cut, and without the fancy transition, sound sweetening, without the other attempt that will make it good or later to give it effect on the project to have a final polish. Okay, now another thing is sometimes the preliminary editing is done in such a way that you enjoy it and people will say, wow, this is very good. In your editing decision or session, you can also put things together. You can also go back to the days of the video tape. When we use video tapes, when you have to log in like that, we're in the digital age now. There are so many things you have to do very fast, but at the same time, I would say 3 things you cannot do except by the grace of God. The grace of God can make the 3 to happen. You cannot, if you have it cheap, you may not have it fast. If you don't have it fast, you may not have it good. So the 3 things you may not have, you can have it good, fast, and what? Cheap. So these 3 things you cannot have it all the time. But if the grace of God is added, you can actually have the 3. Then you can have it good, you can have it cheap, and you can have it what? Fast. But in a real sense, this filmmaking business is a serious business. I've always been saying it's a serious business, and you need to understand that. So another thing is that in the days of videotape editing, many of our fathers watching now, maybe of our seniors and even in the industry, we connect that it is useful that we now use computer-based editing as well, because the offline editor at that time, we typically use these low resolution copies of the original footage to edit, and it will 3 hours you sit down, 3 hours to capture. 1 hour you do that, 1 hour to capture, and you have to capture it one after the other. And a critical editing decision, you have to sit down, look at the sequences, the sequence of shots, look at the trimming head of the and tails, look at the length, look at the pace, look at the sound, look at the mood. Are you creating without adding time and cost of rendering high resolution files? All those things you have to look at it, because those are the things that you have to look at seriously. And if you look at the editing decision list, we have a lot of things. You can have a log drive or tape. You can have number, file name or time code. You can have a length or by minute or seconds. You can also have a video in your chats now. Video, under the video you can have a short size, subject, action, movement. That's a project. You can go to audio. Audio can be something in, out, or cue in, cue out. You can also have that. You can have a comment, which is P of your project. You can have a comment, and you can have the list like that and all that. Towards the conclusion, let me say this: whatever you have as an editor, whether you're an online editor or offline editor, make sure you generate your EDL to give you the online editor's work, so that you can have yourself. If you're an online editor, let me say this: if you're editing online, it will cost you more, because the offline, you take your session, you take your time in studio, you tweak it and all that. And then you also get advanced equipment to do your work, and also you can also get something, a kind of an editing talent, because if you are so creative rather, you can do a lot of things. And here the editor uses the edit decision list. Before I conclude, let me quickly say this: you need to understand why you edit what you edit. If you don't understand it, don't get closer. Okay? You must understand the cost of time, the cost of things. You have to look at your offline session. You have to edit according to details of the script, the director's influx, the high resolution thing. You have to look at it, and also look at things. What are you talking about? What you look at forming? Whether you have a low budget or no budget, or so no budget, whatever you are doing, cut with sense. Or it looks like somebody's abusing. No, it's not abusive. Cut with sense. Cut and include your transition, your effects, your titles, your full stand mix. Don't forget anything. Look at the other element that can make just like you are cooking. Your condiment must be very, very good. You don't just over salt. If you over salt your food, nobody will eat it, and it will be wasted and to be thrown away. So if you want to have a finished piece, a very excellent finished piece, you must do that. And I also want to say this in conclusion: whether you are doing ENG or EFP project, including student productions, even if you are a student right now in a film school, please make sure you pay attention to details. Offline or online session are combined with the editors. Whether you are making a short or long film, from the start of your editing, You must have a full resolution file, adding effects, mixing audio and the likes and all that. And you walk through and through on your footage. Don't be in haste. Watch it very well. Using your preliminary EDL as a guide. Always use that as a guide. Of course, many changes will always come as you are tweaking, and it will always come. It will usually come. It is a must. It must come. So you have to look at it. And now we are in a computer word base, or computer word, that everybody is now, every editor must know how to use computer to edit and to use desktop, very reliable one, and you get something and get an opening to what you need to do and all that. Don't forget to use pencil, because if you are doing your the decision list, you have to use pencil, so that in case you want to change anything, in case you want to adjust anything, it will be easier and to not be very, very rough. Look at your time code, timeline. Look, and also look at the production. You look at a lot of software. I think there is a Clogger software. You can use House Productions Clogger software. Okay, Clogger software. You can use it to do your EDL, and that will help you a lot. Whether you are shooting a day or night, make sure you're doing it right, changing them from over and over until the editors, directors, producers, clients, and all the are very, very joyful. They are very they are very happy. They are satisfied, and they also certify that the final project is good until you meet your deadline and say, wow, even if it's 1 week you want to do the work, make sure you do it in 5 days, and the next 2 days you look at it, you tweak and get the result. If you don't get the result, I'm sorry for you. It will end up people not calling you the next time and say, that guy is not competent enough. But do your thorough job, especially as an editor, especially because now people say there is no award for the editor in film festival. I think there should be a movement where this is done. They should move this, the way they can break it on editing, visual effect, VFX, EFX, all those things, the graphics and all that. Begin to separate them and give them powerful awards also. So this is where I'm going to be stopping today. It's Friday. Thank you so much. I remain Paul-Esupofo. The Monday through Friday is 9:30 a.m. Nigeria time. Saturday and Sunday is 9:30 p.m. respectively, except for location or special effect. That's when we can change some things. But don't always forget this. Remember, don't just be creative. Stay creative and be a person of creativity. Do have a wonderful day. Bye for now.